Outer Orange. Hey guys, OuterOrange here, and welcome back. We are here with another February orange peels. That's right guys, it's February. It's actually the end of February. It's about to begin like March. So as you guys know, at the end of the month, I always do these things called like Outer Orange Peels Obsessions or Peels, whatever, orange peels. I forget the exact name I've been giving it, but welcome. As you guys may know, I have some main grinds, primarily programming, woo, and Vanguard, woo, and like Tomb Raider, woo! But on top of that, I also like other things. And I'm going to talk about some of those awesome things that I like. So recently I've been on a huge anime thing. Like, I don't know why. I haven't had this type of anime whatever in like years. I've been kind of watching some anime here and there, like very little. But the last like month, and here, I'll show you guys. Here's everything I've seen in the last couple weeks. Yeah, it's kind of a lot. I'm crazy. I've kind of seen a lot. But anyway, I don't know what's been up with me, but I'm watching a ton of anime. And along with the fact that I've been obsessing over anime, it's been causing me to obsess over anime figures. So today's video is gonna be pretty much an anime one only. So as you guys may know, that in Vanguard we had an entire set drop, like the entire Twinkle Melody stuff dropped. So I have been testing all the deck profiles, all this stuff, and doing all these things to just understand how Bermuda Triangle works with Twinkle Melody. And considering the set was super cheap, I was able to spend quite not that much money to build a lot of decks out. But you're probably wondering, well, where did you find time to like do all this? Well, what I've been doing is I've been watching anime and deck building. Like, I've just been deck building like right here, and I've had anime in the background. And the number one anime that I started with was actually turned out to be my favorite anime recently, and the full title, which is incredibly long, I'm gonna butcher this like crazy. I'm ready for this butcher. Is Dungeon Nidaya wo Motomeru no wa Machi Gatori Gari Teru Daruka. I probably messed up that entire part, but not the Daruka part. Which in translation, or the English translation, which is wrong, it says, "Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?" But it's actually incorrect. There's an actual like different term. It literally means like dungeon crawling or something like that. But we'll keep the name short. We'll call it Danmachi. So I've been recently obsessing over Danmachi. Danmachi is pretty much a show. It's not an isekai, by the way. It's not an isekai. I want to make that clear because a lot of people I've noticed, like while I've been searching and looking at reviews and all that stuff, a lot of people have been taking fantasy anime and making it into isekai. And yes, isekai can be a fantasy, but a fantasy anime is usually not an isekai. In this case, Danmachi is a fantasy anime pretty much about fantasy things, but it's not an isekai. Just to make that clear, some people think it's an isekai, just like they think Goblin Slayer is an isekai. Neither of those are isekais. Anyway, so the primary like story, which by the way isn't like that great, I wish I could tell you why I enjoy this anime so much, but I really don't know why. But anyway, the story is pretty much about this guy who starts as a level 1 adventurer person, and he is in this world where you like pretty much like level up and become stronger by dungeon crawling essentially. And there's also like these things called goddesses. They are pretty much right beside you. They show you your stats every day, all this stuff. That's pretty much the basicness of the story. Kind of explains you how the main character, which is like a dude, and he meets like the goddess, which is Hestia. Everybody knows who Hestia is. Hestia is like one of the main memes of the show, where you see her the most out of everything. And the show just pretty much goes from there, like how he meets her and then how he dungeon crawls, and it just kind of builds from there. And it's actually pretty good. Like, it looks generic, but the show is like so focused on like building yourself and getting better, you know, knowing how to just deal with your problems, and just kind of like dealing with the fact that like there are people that are so much better than you out there, and you yourself have to build your own momentum, your own self pretty much. And that's actually something I really like about the show. I like the fact that it shows you how someone that's really, really weak, and even though they're weak and stuff like that, how they can still prove to the world and prove to themselves that they are better than just nothing. And that's something I really appreciate about the show. I like the fact that they just really kind of amplify that kind of stuff. I like shows that really challenge the main character. Like, the main character doesn't just become strong. not looking at you sort of online. Like the main character actually takes time to build, and then by the way, the show has like 3 seasons, and a 4th one literally just got announced like the week that I started watching it. I think it was like February 8th or something like that. They announced a 4th season, which I think is going to be 2022, so it's not going to be for some time. But in all 3 seasons, even then you can still tell that the guy is not like super overpowered or anything like that. Even though he's been doing a lot and he's been trying really hard, there is still kind of like that realism of the fact that it takes a while to do these types of things, and I think it's just really cool. The show's characters are actually pretty enjoyable, especially like the character Haruhime. Don't know if you guys know enough about the show. You really need to like watch season 2 or watch farther enough to really know that this character exists, but she is super cute, and it's actually what kind of set me on the show. Season 1 was like pretty good and stuff like that, but season 2 when Haruhime came out, I was just like, man, this show really is something. Like, it's not too bad. It really they take like pretty much stripping and like prostitution, all that stuff to like another level, kind of explain it, what it does and all this stuff. I just really like that season. A lot of people thought it was like more chill. This is going based off anime reviews, by the way. I like reading anime reviews. I like reading what other people say and like comments, stuff like that. But anyway, a lot of people didn't like that season, but I actually really enjoyed it. All 3 seasons are actually pretty decent to me. So that's one of my obsessions, because I spent probably a week just talking about the show like non-stop to the people near me. I'm just like, hey, Danmachi, dungeon show, please, somebody like just understand me for like 2 seconds about this dungeon show that I've been watching. I know it's just a fantasy dungeon show, but I've really been enjoying it. Would appreciate some love here. Thank you, some love. Anyway, aside from Danmachi, there's also one other show I thought I'd bring up. Actually, there's 2. One, I'll mention the more low-key one, and then I'll use the other one as kind of like a backup. But the show is called Wotaku. The full term is Wotaku Nikoi wa Mazukashi. I think it's pretty much love is hard for an otaku. I think that's like the full term of it. Really low-key show. A lot of people have no idea the show exists. I only know it because I'm a manga reader. I got my whole shelf of manga right here. La 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 la. So I've seen it in the flush of like manga reading for a while now, but there's an anime too. It came out about 2-3 years ago. Finally gave it a stab the other day. Brilliant show. It's definitely more on like I guess I'll explain the story. So the story's pretty basic. It's just this girl, she has a job. She's like 20 something probably years old. She's been working the normal stuff, and she finally got a new job. She left her old job because everyone made fun of her because they found out she was an otaku. She was dating someone in the company that was that was not for otaku type people, and honestly, this is kind of like a culture shock thing. I feel like that something like that would really happen here. Like if you have a job and everybody finds out that you're a nerd, I don't think you're gonna get like shunned for it. But in the show, they really emphasize the fact that you're gonna get shunned for it. Now, granted, otaku and weeb and all that stuff, there's different ways people kind of like appreciate you or accept you in that concept. So like I think an otaku is actually worse than like just being like a weeb or a nerd. Like there's definitely some kind of like balances. Like there's a line. Like if you're just like over obsessed, like that's like really not good. But if you're like kind of like, oh, I read here and there, I don't think it's that bad. But I think otaku is like more on the obsession part of things, and I think that's where the issue is, because I think otakus is people that like literally go to conventions and dress up and do the whole thing. Like they have books, they talk about anime all the time. I think that's like an otaku. I don't even know where I would be in this sense, to be honest with you, because I used to cosplay. Fun fact, I have anime figures. I talk about anime. I don't know. I've watched too many shows. I think I'm at 500. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, it's just interesting to see that like over there, it's like extremely and just incredibly like just not cool. However, anyway, my point being is that she goes to a new company and she bumps into one of her old childhood friends who's also a big gamer nerd specifically. Gaming is just like his thing, and they decide to date, and it just pretty much goes from there. Like it's a very basic and simple story. However, the comedy and the interaction and them being a couple, even though like she's not that into him and all this stuff, is just really cute. Like she likes him because she's known him for so long, but she doesn't have like a full-on like boner for him, mainly just because like she's still kind of like, she's never wanted to date an otaku type of person like herself, so she's still kind of new to the whole thing. And they really, the anime is short, it's like 11 episodes long, and it's just pretty much 11 episodes of just pure enjoyment. Like there's nothing really in there that's just like irritating. It's just really comedic and really fun. The comedy in there is like just practically golden. It gives me lovely complex comedy vibes. They're not the same, but if you know lovely complex, it gives me those vibes, but they are different. It's just enjoyable. Every episode has something to laugh in. Every episode episode as some kind of enjoyment, and the way they toss everything back and forth, especially if you're like an anime person, like if you're really into anime and you're like, you collect figures and all that stuff, then you kind of really relate to the show because you watch it and like it just unravels the way it unravels in real life almost, and it's just really interesting to see. But that's my other show that I really enjoy. My third, it's kind of just like a low-key, not really low-key, but I'm gonna throw this out there and I'm just gonna close it because I think everybody knows the show exists, but it's Kobayashi, Miss Kobayashi's Maid Cafe or whatever, Dragon Cafe I think it's called. Absolutely amazing show, by far the best show I've seen this year so far. If you haven't seen that show, please go watch that show. I don't really care what you're doing right now, go watch Kobayashi. The main MC is a programmer, which very relatable by the way. There just needs to be more of it. I really enjoyed it. The last time I enjoyed a show to this degree was actually The Dragon Prince. Thought that show was just a 10 out of 10, like from all across boards, animation, story, music, you name it, the brilliant show. This is like literally on that tier. So my next thing is anime figures. I've been obsessing over anime figures. I've been doing this thing where I just go on Ami and I literally just like look at anime figures. I don't buy anything, but I just keep looking at it. I have pre-ordered a bunch of figures though. I don't know when they're coming. There's one of these really obscure websites I pre-ordered from. So I pre-ordered from like this website right here. It's called Sure Thing Toys. I'm one of those people who are like trying out new things. So this is Sure Thing Toys. They have a lot of stuff, by the way. Like they do like not just anime stuff, as you can tell. They have other merchandise as well, but they like have a lot of Good Smile stuff on here, which is a company that does figures. And I did pre-order some from here. I hope when the only thing I don't like about this, it's like, oh, is that a Hyperdimension Neptunia figure? Oh my god, it's a 1/8 scale. I'm fine. Anyway, so. Oh god, that looks so cool. Anyway, I love Neptunia. It's such a meme that I love it. Anyway, so the thing I don't like about this, I've been trying to, I messaged them and everything, I still haven't got a response back yet, is it says pre-order right here. So if you click on it, it won't actually tell you like when it's coming out. And I think because this website's a little bit new, I think that's the issue here. It's a little bit new, so it's kind of, wow, this is a really cool figure too. But oh my god, is that a cat? I'm fine. Anyway, oh, kitty. But anyway, so that's the only thing I don't like. You can pre-order it, but then it won't really like tell you like when it's coming. Like I ordered some figures on here, some that it should be coming sooner, but I have no idea when they're coming, and I think they're just gonna email me because I did hit one of these buttons. I just hope that they come. Maybe I should follow them on Twitter. Maybe I can get in touch with them, but I don't know. But I like their website. I like the layout. I like how simple it is, and the prices are actually pretty good. Yeah, it says shipping is free in USA, so if you're over here in the Americas, shipping is free, guys. So that's the good part. The downside is I literally have no idea like what they're doing. But yeah, this is in terms of time frame. Like I order some stuff, I might never get it. I don't know. Ami has been another one that I've just been exploring, mainly like the used figures, and I actually did pick some stuff up. I picked some stuff off of Amazon and Ami. My Ami stuff literally came like today. Mainly I got some Ami stuff for somebody else, but I picked up one item for myself, and the rest has been Amazon. So I'll show you guys here what I've been getting. This is the first Figma I've ever gotten. Actually the other one, the Testarossa, is the first figure, but I'll show. So I got a Figma figure. This is the first one that I've gotten off of Ami. She looks kind of weird, like with the light shining on her, but it's actually really well made. I'm very surprised. I think this came out super well. I wish the blur wasn't as like aggressive, but the blur is kind of aggressive. You can't really see how like detailed her face is, because it actually is detailed. But this is on Nanaka, Magical Girl Lyrical Nanaka. The show sounds like it's meant for like a 5-year-old, but it's actually a really serious show. This is a Figma. Nanaka. This is I think from season 2 specifically. I haven't watched the show in a while, but it's really cool. What I really like about it is they even give you like the little feather feet to make her fly, which I think is really cool. You can change her staff out for like other staffs. You can change her pose out. Her face can be changed. Her hair can be changed, like which side you want the hair to part on. You can even change these out if you want to, which I thought was just really cool. Overall, really solid figure. So that was from Ami, but from on Amazon, I actually got a Testarossa, also from the Nanaka series. And this figure kind of pissed me off a little bit. It's actually a really solid figure. You can also change her hair out, her pretty much everything, same way. This cloak is on and offable. But what bothers me, if you guys can tell, I'm using a different stand for this figure. And the reason why is because this figure didn't come with a stand. That one came with a stand. The Ami figure came with a stand. This one did not come with a stand. So I actually made my own stand. I got some pieces off of Amazon, and I pretty much recreated my own version of a stand. But overall, this figure is absolutely amazing. She has like 3 different sword types you can use. I'm using this one right now because my sister literally asked me to. I had a different one kind of similar to Nanoha one, and then my sister was like, put the sword on. So I put the sword on, this little sister. Here it is. But aside from the stand issue, this figure is actually amazing. And actually this stand that I got is really cool to lift up figures and put them in the air. So overall, even though I didn't get a stand, I was able to experiment with another stand, and I was able to actually make her look really cool. So this is Testarossa, also from the Nanoha series, but this is from the 3rd season specifically. So she's a little older and a little taller. The Nanoha figure, she's shorter because she's younger. This one is the older version. So I eventually want to get the Nanoha version of her, so that way they can match and they can just look really cool when they're doing stuff. Testarossa is my favorite character in the show by far, at least from what I remember. If I ever watch it, I'll let you know if that opinion changes. But I love Testarossa. This is her. I love this outfit. Just overall a really cool figure. Along with that, I also got a Supersonico figure. I didn't think I would see the day where I would have a Supersonico figure, but this one's actually really cheap. Obviously, mainly the cheapness goes into the stand. The actual figure itself, though, it's hard to tell from here. It's actually a really, really good figure. I thought they did really good on this one. This one was a little pricey. It wasn't normally price figures like this are around 20. This one was, I believe, 44. So this one's a little bit more expensive. She's literally the same price as the Testarossa figure back here, but the Testarossa figure is a lot older. This figure's been around for like maybe 10 years. It might have been even longer now. And along with this one, same issue, like 06. Like I think this one's 09. I think the Nanoha is like 06. But this is new. So this was just a hard find, I think. But Supersonico, I'm not big into Supersonico. However, I love racing figures, and I just really like girls with headphones and pink hair things and all that stuff. Just kind of my thing. I just like the kind of edginess of it. Like she just looks really cool. Like she's pink, but she's also got like this like cool look to her. I just think it looks nice. So I ended up picking her up as well. I ordered another Hatsune Miku figure, which is in pre-order right now. It's coming out on April 4th. So that's another figure I ordered. And then I ordered the figures off of Sure Thing Games. And there's I think 3 that are coming from there. One is a No Game No Life. Another is My Team Romance blah 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 something. I can't remember what the 3rd one is, but they're all really cool. I'm really excited for them to come in so I can showcase them to you guys. I might do like an entire figure haul thing. I was originally going to do that with these, but they kind of all came at like weird times, and then on top of that the videos didn't turn out too well, so I actually kind of scrapped them. And I don't know how long this deception is going to last, but where you see the Hollow Knight guy, right? Oh lord, this is a lot harder than, so the Hololive guy right there, I'm literally pointing at him. Behind him is a ton of boxes, like a ton of anime boxes right now. I don't know what to do with all of them. I know this is like the biggest thing. It's like, what do you do with the anime boxes? I also have the Figma boxes like right here, which oh, by the way, the Figma boxes. So this is the Figma boxes. This is how they like look. And I love the art and like the fact that it shows the inside and outside. These were really cool. Of their seals, like, so this right here, this is like the seal that they use whenever they're like going into magic stance and pretty much all that stuff. Just overall, that was really cool. And I love the boxes. I think the boxes are super nice. This was just really fun. It's just really fun to open these and experiment with them and just put them all in their poses, because the poses are extremely flexible. One thing I really like about these is that it's really flexible to things you can do with it, as long as they have all the pieces and all that stuff. It's just really fun. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I think my obsessions this time isn't really as interesting. It's not as diverse as my other obsession video was, mainly because I've really just been coding, working, and watching anime. I haven't really been doing that much, and I guess I've been Twitch streaming, but the Twitch stuff has been once a week, and I just started that, and I'm still kind of figuring out how that whole thing works. So I haven't really like had the time to try out other things. Anyway, guys, that's it. I don't have anything else for you guys. Cat's doing cat things. I'm watching anime. Because the point of these videos isn't for me to like find something cool and new. It's just things I'm currently obsessed with, right? So it's just my current obsessions. I think these videos are just fun to look back on. Like a year ago, if I look back on my January one, it'd just be fun to see what I was currently into then. Anyway, guys, other than that, peace out. Das vidanya. And see you guys next time. Bye!